We are deep into NFL training camps. The first preseason games are finally here. And of course, that means that there's been a rash of injuries, but also opportunities for teams to figure out what they need to add before the start of the season. There are a lot more available free agents than I bet you were expecting. I'm going to dig into some of the top names that you need to know of that are still available and which teams need to sign them. Let's dig in. Before we continue on, a quick reminder to go sign up for the Beat the Geek contest at thesportsgeek.com, where you can win prizes every single week and potentially an NFL trip for two if you win the grand prize at the end of the year. And also subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. Let's start things off talking about Taylor Decker, who shockingly is still unsigned. I think that the Washington Commanders, who have plus 460 odds to win the NFC East this upcoming year, need to pick up the phone and sign Taylor Decker. They lost Laremy Tunsil to a torn triceps, and that is a big issue for them because their offensive line's not fantastic without Laremy Tunsil. Their options are a bit concerning. You either start Brandon Coleman, who has been benched previously, you turn to Josh Connerly, who has been a left tackle, and you bump him over and you make some adjustments and movements. You move Sam Cosmi or Andrew Wiley over to left tackle. It seems like there's a lot of calculus that needs to be had here and a lot of mental gymnastics to make this thing work. Instead, I think that the Commanders are far better off going and signing Taylor Decker, who has 140 starts in 10 seasons, and he's only 32 years old. There is not some significant drop-off with Taylor Decker. It seems like it was more so a circumstance where wasn't on the same page with the Lions, hence why he wanted out of that franchise. Next, Leonard Floyd is still available, the veteran pass rusher who has taken a bit of a step backward from the consistency that he once had. Before 2025, he had 8.5 sacks in 5 straight years. He dipped down that production in 2025 with the Atlanta Falcons, but there are teams right now that need pass rushers. There are teams that need to boost their pass rush, and it just need a veteran presence. Now, it's been discussed maybe the Falcons bringing him back after they lost Jalen Walker. The way that I look at this, though, I think that the Carolina Panthers, who have plus 310 odds to win the NFC South, should bring him in. They signed Jalen Phillips in free agency to improve their pass rush. There were high hopes for what Phillips and Nick Scourton could do, but Nick Scourton is lost at the very beginning of camp to a major injury, and they haven't brought anybody in. Now, they do have Patrick Jones, and I think that Princely Uman-Mielen is super underrated, but they're going to need just a veteran. They're just going to need someone who's a part of the fold. I think that Leonard Floyd is kind of entering into that Jadeveon Clowney stage of his career where he can kind of just get picked up and passed around for teams that just need a quick plug-in pass rusher. Also, maybe Leonard Floyd's doing the Jadeveon Clowney bit where he doesn't want to show up to camp, so he just shows up in shape, hopefully, and then just works his way into the rotation. You're not going to get a lot of production out of Leonard Floyd, but you're at least getting an adult in the room that has played the position and has been on winning teams. Next, I don't know how much is left in the tank for Najee Harris, who at 28 years old had 1,000 yards in 4 consecutive seasons in his career. But I feel like he would be a nice fit for the Giants, who have the worst odds to win the NFC East at plus 600. Considering the makeup of the running back room and knowing the way that John Harbaugh has wanted to establish the run. The big talking point for the Giants this year has been they are going to be a run-first team. They are going to maul and run over teams in order to establish an identity. And I think that the way that they're going to be able to do that is splitting touches between Tyrone Tracy and Cam Skattebo. But their third running back is Devin Singletary, and I feel like they need like an extra body. Knowing that Tracy and Skattebo have had stretches of health issues, Skattebo missed most of last year. Tracy missed the beginning of last year, time during the beginning of last year. Having someone like Harris, just in case something goes down, and also a short yardage back, I think was a philosophy that would really pay off for them. And he's not Derrick Henry, but he's got a similar build to Derrick Henry. I really like the idea of Von Miller going to the Dallas Cowboys, who have plus 235 odds to win the NFC East this year. He's been openly campaigning for this. He's from Texas. He played at Texas A&M, and he's surprisingly been pretty productive for his age. 19 pressures in 2025 is super unexpected that he was able to produce that for the Commanders. I don't think that the Cowboys really need him because they got Rashawn Gary, James Houston, Donovan Ezraku, Malachi Lawrence, and Sam Williams. But you do have 3 two younger guys with Ezraku and Lawrence. I don't think it would hurt when you're trying to go from having the worst defense in the NFL last year to at least middle of the pack to have a guy that can kind of be an on-field coach. One of the interesting things about Miller is that he's had this interest in maybe getting into front office work. Maybe he's gotten interested in getting into coaching. It sounds like he wants to be around ball. Maybe this is a nice chance for him to go back home and be able to have his parents be able to go to games. It was kind of one of the things that he was openly campaigning about. It'd be pretty cool for Miller to be the veteran of this squad and help oversee the development of some of these young players. All right, and lastly, Kevin Zeitler. Seattle Seahawks need to sign him. Plus 205 odds to win the NFC West. He's 36 years old. He has 213 career starts, and he's still somehow one of the most reliable free agent guards that you can pick up. They still have Anthony Bradford. They didn't sign anyone to replace Anthony Bradford. They did draft Bo Stevens, so I wonder if he maybe steals that job. But God, I can't keep watching Anthony Bradford, man. I can't keep watching him. I don't think he's good. He's not a reliable guard. Kevin Zeitler is reliable. This is why it is a total no-brainer for Seattle to bring him in. Comment below which free agents I might have missed and which teams you want to see them go to. Talk to you folks later.